Teachers of Reddit, what's the weirdest rumor you've heard about a student? Former band director here. We had a color guard girl who could not catch any time she tossed her flag. The kids made up a rumor that she had a glass eye and that was why she couldn't catch anything. 2 years later, the girl was about to graduate and came into our office to talk to the staff. She had never told a soul, but her left eye had been glass for years. She lost it in a car accident before moving into our district. You couldn't tell by just looking at her. Turns out, the made-up rumor was 100% spot on. Apparently a 6th grader cried his eyes out during health class because learning about the skeletal system freaked him out. Health teacher started talking about ribs and he started panicking, saying he was too uncomfortable to handle any more of the lesson. Okay, a girl who lied on social media about having an affair with a teacher, she recanted later when it was revealed he was gay. First she claimed to have been hacked. Then she said it never happened to her but to another girl she was protecting. Full police investigation later and she admitted to doing it because she felt she needed support from her peers. One student was rumored to be a Satanist witch who was scared to God's holy light, since she wore modest clothing and used an umbrella in full sun. She had vitiligo and was undergoing a steroid therapy that made her extremely sensitively sunlight. Colleague married a much younger woman, who was rumored to be his student. She was neither. The woman they saw him with was his daughter. Back in October, me and a similar-looking teacher kept getting mixed up by our kids, 7th grade. We started a rumor by giving little hints that we were half-brothers. Nothing super obvious, but just enough to get them thinking. We've been pouring it on a lot more recently though. Hopefully we can get a photo with my dad over spring break right before April Fool's Day. There was a brother and sister who were rumored to have been forced into sexual acts by their parents. 2 students, fraternal twins, arrive at the school age 15. One looked older than the other, but that happens. Then the rumor comes out that they are not twins, but sisters. I tell the behavior support workers, who look into it. Turns out, one of the sisters is 22 years old. Parents lied about her age to get her into the school and therefore stay in the country. Whoops. This one kid who liked to remove all of his clothing, suspend his legs above his head using his belt and pleasure himself in the bathroom. Except not a rumor, because I walked in on him doing it. It was then I realized they weren't paying me enough to deal with crap like that. The stories I have. A new transfer student enlisted the help of all of his existing friends in the school to spread the rumor that his real name was Mbaku and he was born in Wakanda, Africa to all the teachers, while speaking in a really shoddy Nigerian accent. We're in the American Northeast. I was hired halfway through the year and by then it was just assumed that it was true and no one had corrected it. He was brought up in a teachers' meeting and I was just like, wait. Mbaku? From the fictional continent of Wakanda? And no one says anything. Dead room. I press on. Black Panther? The movie? Guys? And suddenly the social studies teacher stands up and slams his fist on the table, point at the vice principal, and just yells, I goddamn told you. Good times, good times. My mom's a teacher and I went to high school where she taught. She had a student who I was also friends with. I ended up hanging out with him again after a few years and after some drinks he told me he was in a couple pornos right after he graduated. My mom couldn't McFucking believe it when I told her because he was, and still is, a really polite, quirky, socially awkward kid. He refuses to tell me his porn name though, which I'm bummed about. I'm pretty sure he fucks like a stallion. There was this rumor that this senior girl in my high school was dating one of the science teachers. She hung around his office and after class a lot, but it seemingly was nothing. Just kids making up dumb shit for whatever reasons they do. He was a beloved teacher, and she was pretty low-key, but a cool girl nonetheless. Figured some douche got a bad grade or had it out for the guy somehow. Nothing ever came of it. Curveball, a few months after she graduated he divorced his wife, left his family, and went public on Facebook that he was dating this 18-year-old girl. He was probably in his mid-40s. What the fuck? Did not see that coming. Edit, for everyone asking, this was in NY. Lotta science teachers getting it from teens out there apparently. Had a kid tell the staff his parents call him Harry Potter because they lock him under a stair closet and only get him out for sex favors to obtain their drugs. Edit, I'll sum up my responses. This was in 2006. I was graduating college in DEC and was able to spend a few months filling in some gaps at a local location. The kid was always acting weird and was already in our anger management class, and one day he let it all out. We obviously reported it, even if we weren't sure if he was being serious or manipulative. CPS took a couple of weeks to do anything, but before that, he broke out and attacked his parents, and was hauled to UV. Investigations etc. emerged, he got sent away to who knows where and the parents got a ton of charges. Druggies even testified against them, ones who tuned them down and just wanted cash. This short time did me in, and I changed careers. Also, in 2006, we didn't have a lot of social media etc., so I didn't really keep in touch with any of the staff, plus I was way younger than them. I once successfully started the rumor that one of my students was born with a tail, just because he said I couldn't do it. I had a student that was rumored to have eaten a piece of shit. He was out of school for about a week or two around the time this rumor was spreading. When he came back to school, he was charging kids $1 per view from the camcorder he had in his locker. Sadly, this rumor was true. Amazingly, his girlfriend didn't dump him. More teacher adjacent than a teacher, but there was a rumor that this one extremely strange young lady was the product of incest and that her aunt, would only let her drink pineapple juice. I think the reality was far more banal. She definitely had some kind of issues, but it was probably your garden variety developmental delay or something like that. Poor girl. She was nice, in her way. Not a teacher but students at my high school started rumors that I was having intense exhaust pipe sex with Lightning McQueen. The whole school bought into it, and at award ceremonies they'd all yell KACHOW when I walked on stage. Student's dad was a dentist. Stole his dad's sedatives and sold them or something. Can't verify the truth of it, but that student isn't at the school anymore, so that would explain why. Not a teacher, but there was a rumor where a female 6th grader in our school was actually a male. I was curious about it too, but one day she had to move and said out loud, "Just so you know, I'm not a male," and left. Edit, guys stop fighting. Not a teacher. However, when I was in high school there was a rumor going around that a French teacher was reading erotic books while in lesson. I thought it was just another joke which the students made up. However, one day in French, we have the rumored teacher. As my small class was doing work off the interactive whiteboard, which can be frozen on a slide while the teacher can do other work, I look up for maybe a few seconds to see that the freeze button didn't work and my teacher was on a page which I scanned through quickly to pick out words which were erotic. I then put my eyes down to avoid being caught. Turns out after our teacher fixed his mistake, others in the class saw what I did. And for the rest of the lesson, we giggled silently. Not just because he was reading it. It was also because his wife works as a teacher in the same school. Oof. Not a teacher, but in middle school somehow rumors started that I was lesbian. One teacher would treat me differently because of it. She wouldn't let me sit near other girls, she'd get mad at me if I hugged a female friend, etc. That he's my boyfriend. He's 9 and I'm his social worker. I'm not a teacher but my sister's high school had started a rumor about this short girl. The rumor was she was short because she only had one lung. Just so fucking weird, not even mean or detrimental at all, just so odd. She was short cause a spinal thing. Not a teacher but I heard about one of my colleagues. So once in 7th grade after finishing maths class, it was recess time, everyone went out of the class except a boy and a girl. The latter was known for staying to read books and stuff. Anyway, we came back from recess only to find that the girl wasn't there anymore while the boy was sitting in the back with a red hand mark, 100% a critical strike slap. Everyone thought he was giving her money to have sex. This is 7th grade mind you, because there were eyewitnesses. After a few days of problems with the administration, these fucking snitches I swear, it turns out he was giving her money to buy him a certain book. She was the class rep and any book we were required to have must have been purchased by her, but she misinterpreted it. He was very shy, so he just handed over the money in hopes she would understand. That's also the reason he waited until everyone was gone. Thanks for watching. What would be your response? Leave it in the comments and see what the others say. Please also like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Until next time, take care.